Hi. Today's question that I've received is, are there other good self-publishing platforms apart from Lulu.com? So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. So the first issue that a lot of people come to is there's just too many options, or is it too few options? And so in this case, the person's question was about Lulu, whether that was the only option. And in fact, it's the opposite problem. There's way too many options. There's tons of possibilities here. So if you're concerned that there may not be other options than Lulu, you will be very happy to hear the answer that I'm about to give you. This is Chris Baird from Self-Publishing Made Easy Now, where self-publishing couldn't be any easier. Hit the subscribe bell if you'd like to leave a comment to help me produce more videos like this one. Now, let's start with my own story. When I started, the thing that drew me in was actually Kindle, because I realized just how easy it would be to write a book. At least when I first got started, I began to understand that things are a lot more complicated as you get going. But my very first book I did was a Kindle book. And that's the one that maybe most people are familiar with. But sometimes it can get a little bit confusing when we look at different things, because we think, well, I want to self-publish like real books, not just like ebooks. So that was a question a lot of people had. But I started with Kindle and then went to CreateSpace, which is now Kindle Print. I tested out Smashwords and a couple other options, and eventually I ended up with Lulu, and I'm testing out Ingram Spark now. So there's lots of different options. So let's take a look and see if we can clarify, break these down a little bit for you. So yes, you should consider there's three main options, but each one contains a couple sub-options. So let's take a look. Okay, so the biggest and the one you should definitely consider as the most important, that would be Amazon. And KDP, which is the Kindle Direct Publishing, that's where you're dealing with our ebook publication. That would be the first one you should look at, which is that brings in quite a bit of traffic. It won't make you as much money as the paperbacks, but generally people who want to read ebooks are going to read ebooks, and they're not going to buy the paper books anyway. And people who like paper books, sometimes just seeing the ebook advertisements and such it'll draw them in. And the advantage with this is that, first of all, it's the biggest bookstore in the world. They have lots and lots of distributors. If you're going for Kindle, you can run ads if you're going Kindle Select. So that's if you choose to just run your ebook through Kindle, then through Amazon, you can sign an agreement with them. So then they would only do it through there. So that's another option. And then you can also take your book and produce it as a paperback. And again, that would give you a very wide distribution and a high profit margin on the books that you sell. Ingram Spark is the next one, which you can do in addition to Kindle paperback. You can do Ingram Spark. In this case, you have to pay to get an ISBN, which can be up to $150 a piece. And additionally, you have to pay about $50 when you want to have them review your book. So the other options were free. This one starts to cost. Then we already hit KDP, but we'll move on to KDP and Kindle paperback, and that's going narrow. And then we have the going wide option here, which is the Draft to Digital or Smashwords. If you do not wish to run ads, which I highly recommend because this is one of the best ways, and you want to go the easiest route, then Draft to Digital and Smashwords is a great option for you, where you can just simply give them the manuscript and they will push that book out to as many different areas. But the profit margin is much smaller, and if you aren't running ads, then there's no reason not to go with it. And I particularly would recommend Smashwords. I've tried that myself, and that gives you additional distribution if you're not running ads. And the other one, which was the main question, which is, what about Lulu? And Lulu also charges you if you want to do print, because they require you to buy one of your own print copies to check to make sure that the proof looks good. And but the downside there is that, and it's also one other thing I should just mention with Lulu, is that they will also supply the ISBN, so you do not have to pay the $150 fee, or free in some countries. But the other thing to remember with Lulu is that it's perfect for hardback books. So it's the cheapest way of creating hardback books. So my hardback books are all produced using Lulu for that purpose. The profit margin is not so big, but some people prefer hardback. And why would you not want to have additional options available? One final thing is that if you do go through Ingram Spark, your books will be published also on Amazon. So they will still end up there. So for whatever reason your account had issues and your books were taken down by Amazon, your Ingram Spark versions of those books will be up there. And you can have multiple versions. They each have to have their own ISBN, but you can have different versions of your books. So there's no real reason to settle for only one. But I would encourage you that if you haven't done any self-publishing at all, I would just start with Kindle publishing. It's the easiest route, least painful, and just to get you started, and also doesn't cost anything in particular. So regarding, is only Lulu the option when self-publishing? No. In fact, I would not even start with Lulu as my start. It's only for hardback that I would use Lulu for, and I would just go straight to KDP. So did you face a problem like this? Have you had experience with these different publishing companies, or maybe you've tried others? Can you leave a comment below, and make sure you like and share this video if you want me to produce more videos like this. So why don't you check out some of my other YouTube videos where I answer other questions just like this one. Great, thanks. Have a great day.